Hi, this is Jeremy with Jeeping the Midwest, and today we're going to replace the slave cylinder on the TJ. It's pretty easy. I tend to buy the ones that are a slave cylinder, master cylinder, or slave cylinder and a master cylinder combo, because they're pretty much impossible to bleed otherwise. And it's just easier. You might as well replace one with the other anyway. Here's the actual slave master cylinder for the clutch, and to remove this, you can see that there's two flanges there. The actual nuts are on the underside of the dash, so we're gonna have to go in there to remove it. So to begin the removal of this clutch master cylinder, you need to go follow your clutch rod up, and you need to take a screwdriver and pop the rod off the clutch pedal. And then you're going to remove those two bolts. You can see the one right there in the center, just right here, and there's one right above it. You remove those two bolts, and that's all you got to do in here. So as you can see, this is the slave cylinder going into the transmission right here. We need to take off these two studs, unclip this clip, and unclip this clip. You can see that right there. Once you do that, it's all loose below. So the slave cylinder attaches here, and you have to thread the actual, well, this is the master cylinder, goes here, and you thread the slave cylinder down through there so you can attach it to the transmission. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Well, we got it. If you've never done this before, these clips on here are designed to break when you press the pedal. So don't cut these or anything. You just put this into the transmission like that. You can see here's the slave, and here's the master cylinder. So what I'm going to do is let's see. All right. I think this is the toughest part of this job, is threading this part down through. It's kind of wonky, and the tube is fairly rigid. So you can see that the slave cylinder's right here. Here's the drive shaft. Here's the frame. And these are brake lines, air lines, the electric lines. And I'm going to try and thread this through here and stick to this side, right under the floorboard. Work this right down in here, because there is actually, let's see if there's a clip right here that this connects into. All right. So you can see that I have it in the clip here, and there's actually a clip right here that it clips into, and then this feeds all the way up where the slave cylinder, or the master cylinder is. Now I've got to go up here and feed this in to this hole. This is the bell housing on the transmission, and this slides in here. And this actually, when you press the pedal in, this presses the clutch fork to disengage the clutch. So this is really kind of important to the hydraulic clutch system. I've got threaded the studs in there I'll put my 1/2-inch wrench on there. Work those in. I'm not going to show the whole me fighting with this tight space, but you get the idea there. Now you can see the slave cylinder's all nice and tight and ready to attach the master. So from here, we now have this loose. You can see the rod's not in here. You do not install that until it's in there and bolted in. And there's a bushing and a little plastic washer that, from experience, definitely put it on before the rod. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna, let's see what's going on there. Okay. Fill that through. That doesn't seem like that should be touching right there, does it? Yeah, it's supposed to be back more this way. Alright, the clearance is good there. It kind of holds it up there. So let's go inside and finish this install. This is going to be tight, but what you can see hanging here, this is the like clutch, you know, making sure that I forget what they call this, but this is the, make sure that the clutch is pressed in to start it. And if you look right up here, you can see the stud, and there's one right above it. We've got these 9/16 nuts. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and thread those on. I'll be honest, this is the one stock first one. I had one of these master cylinders, I put it in and I depressed the clutch and it spit all the brake fluid out all over my skid plates, which the paint literally just peeled right off. All right, let's get up in there and see if I can get my wrench on it. I had another master cylinder that, let's say that I inserted that. Yes, bud. What toy? No, but you can play with the wagon. Sorry, kiddos. He's a good kid. But I installed the rod without putting on that little plastic washer and the little, yes, Dexter. Hold on just a second, bud. All right. So those are nice and tight. But I installed this rod without installing these two. And that was a problem. So make sure and do that. You want to slide this through. Make sure it's going the right direction. Actually, I think it goes the other way. Which means that, I believe, if that goes the other way, I believe this. I believe it goes like this. And then you're going to insert this pin or this rod make sure that that's not hanging up on the clutch there. You're going to slide that into that hole, that pocket, and then you're going to put this little caged area over this pin on your clutch. So now you can see that the clutch is sitting way far out because I still have to depress this into the slave cylinder or the master cylinder. I'll do that in a second. So I went and double checked my old master cylinder, and it is for sure the right order. Plastic clip, then the rubber gasket, then your clutch safety. So now it's just clipping it in there. Do you see how easy that clipped in there? Now the pedals are at the same. And then the big one is, and the clutch feels good. Feels real good. And you might have heard the that was those plastic clips breaking that I told you not to break. All right, well, time to test it. And it works. So that's pretty much the basics of how to replace a clutch master cylinder and a slave cylinder combo. You know, if you find it helpful, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. If you like what you see, subscribe. Don't forget to check us out on Instagram. Don't forget we're on Facebook too. So thanks for watching, and feel free to leave some comments. I appreciate it. Right.